to the live session, episode number 25, and featuring Caleb. He has been doing sadhana since 3 months, I guess. That is Uchishta Ganapati Tripura Bhairavi. Okay, you're in fourth month, right? Kamakala Kali.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 months, that is Uchishta Ganapati Tripura Bhairavi, Batuk Bhairav, and Kamakala Kali. So, can you explain how were the connection with the deities, and also can you explain which event in life triggered you to this path of spirituality?
Okay. What triggered me towards this path? Man. Okay. A couple minutes before I saw your practice, I was in like this phase of picking and choosing guru paths. I was
Mm,
like you can say like a guru hole phase. Like you're just
mm,
picking and choosing paths, and you couldn't stick with one. And I was like, I liked all the paths, but I couldn't pick one.
mm,
And also, I started studying like Ramakrishna and all of his stuff. And
mm,
towards the end of his life, he would have connections to like Christianity, Islam, and Hinduism.
mm,
And I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. But I kept calling it bullshit for some reason. I just call everything bullshit until I experience it. And I was
mm,
like, I wondered if it was true. So I dared to try it. So I was like, you know what? Let's start with Sadhguru stuff. So I was
mm,
like, I did his Icha Kriya stuff. And sometimes I would just cry because of how much it was working. But
mm,
the problem was I was never consistent with it. So I was
mm,
like, let's try something else. So I try Osho stuff and I go deep, like deep into Osho stuff. Like
mm,
he had a lot of information about Islam, like the 99 names of nothingness. That's what he called it. And like I swear I became like I took my shahada and all and I actually became a Muslim because I was like very committed, bro. I was like, let's just keep going. And I took his he has his meditation on Sufi whirling,
mm,
and I did that, and I did Islamic prayers. So I did those two.
mm,
And one day I was praying. I was in sujood, like my face was on the ground praying, and it was like 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. And I feel this like swirling feeling in the bottom of my spine. I'm like, what the heck is going on? But I totally dismiss it. I called it bullshit, and I was like, you know what? Let's try another path. So I go back to Sadhguru stuff. I quit everything and I do Omkar. Like just that's it. That's all I'm doing. And
mm,
when I'm doing that and I'm falling off and on the wagon, and when I'm doing Omkar, I feel that exact same feeling in my spine. And I'm like,
mm,
it happened again. So I'm like, this is bullshit. So I just keep calling everything bullshit until like until something happens again. So uh a couple months later, it's like Navratri time. And keep in mind, I still don't understand a lot of things. I'm a newbie, bro, like a complete newbie.
mm, mm,
And I didn't know like Sadhguru, he offered like initiations for like Linga Bhairavi and stuff and deity stuff. So I started getting into that.
mm,
But the problem was from where I live,
mm,
it's very far away to go to the ashram. So I was like, oh, I can't get initiated into deity stuff. And fast forward a couple days later, I'm watching Sadhguru stuff,
mm,
and it's like keep in mind it's 12 a.m. So I'm like pea brain mind, and I'm just looking at my phone, just scrolling through Sadhguru stuff, and
mm,
I get this inclination to go to the Linga Bhairavi site,
mm,
and I'm just looking at the Linga Bhairavi. I'm just looking at the picture for like
mm,
10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then I get this inclination to meditate at 12 a.m. Weird,
mm,
but I start meditating and my eyes start flickering crazy, like very crazy. And I see these two eyes looking at me, but I wasn't scared of them.
mm,
I didn't know what it was. So I went to sleep. I was like, this is bullshit. I call everything bullshit. So a couple months later, I'm progressing in Omkar. And I was thinking about that thing that was looking at me, but I didn't know what it was. but for a couple months now, I haven't seen it in a very long time. And then I'm doing Umcar, I see it again. I'm like, what are you? What is this? And I started thinking about it more. I was like, what is this thing? So I'm thinking it's a deity looking at me, but I don't know what it is. So
mm,
I get this inclination to study deities like Shiva, Ma Durga. At first, I thought it was Ma Durga, but then I look at like I start studying Murtis and stuff, and like all the Murti I look very similar to one another. So I'm like, this could be any deity. And
mm,
after that, my interest grows in deities. I start studying, like I started watching TRS, uh,
mm,
all that stuff,
mm,
and then uh, some months pass, and I'm still studying. And finally, I can do Omcar for 45 days straight, and I'm so proud of myself because for a long time, I could never do sadhana for a day straight without like having a break in the middle. So I'm like, oh man, this is amazing. This is so cool. But one thing I noticed was in Sadhguru's path, he does a lot of yoga. Like it's a lot of yoga in Kriya. I was thinking, I was like, what if there's a path that is just a lot of intensive mantra jop, but some yoga, like a little bit, maybe not that much, but it's just mantra jop focus. And I see your videos, but at first I don't understand them, and then I watch them again, and now I'm like, oh, I understand it. I understand the concepts, and I get this urge to read Autobiography of Yogi. I read it before, but I didn't read it as intensive as I did this time. And
mm,
I was like, before I went to sleep that day, I had this like stupid like imagination thing. Like I was imagining Yogananda. Like I was imagining Yogananda. I was telling him I was telling all my troubles, like all my spiritual stuff. I was like,
mm,
what if it would be so cool if it was just mantra jop, like just a little bit of yoga, just a little bit of there, and he's just hearing me yap, yap, yap. And the next
mm,
day, uh, I I see your videos, but I didn't know you were initiating at the time. I didn't know you had like bija mantras and stuff. I just thought you were sharing like a lot of knowledge, like just knowledge based videos. And then I see you're initiating bija mantras, and you were saying that the bija mantras were stronger than the nama mantras. And I'm like,
mm,
this might be the path. So
mm,
I get initiated, and then
mm,
first month of Ganapati month, I feel that same spinning feeling again in the base of my spine again. And I'm like,
mm,
okay, if I experience it 3 times, then I'm
mm.
gonna stop here. So I just stopped, and here I am. So yeah,
Oh. So, the one which deity connected with you the most? Was it like Ganapati, Bhairavi, Batuk Bhairav, or Kamakala Kali? Which was the most intense sadhana?
most intense. Uh,
Hmm.
I think it was Ganapati. I'll tell you all. I'll spill all the beans. But
Hmm.
for Ganapati, um, the first month I had a lot of experiences, but the most profound one was I'm gonna connect it to the Ganapati month. But uh, when I was a child, I used to have this illness called what's it called, sleep paralysis. So for people that don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's when you can't move, but you're fully conscious at the same time, but you can't move your body. So, but some
Hmm.
people experience it differently. They'll say like, "Oh, there's sleep paralysis demons in my room," or
Hmm.
like, "Oh, I'm so fear, but you feel so much fear, but you can't see anything."
Hmm.
But for me, when I was a kid, I would see like crazy shit in my room. Like, I remember the craziest one I seen was like,
Hmm.
there's like this wolf being in my room. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I'm just so scared, bro. Like, so scared. And there's a lot of
Hmm.
stuff like that. But as I got older, it was
Hmm.
either fear, mostly full of fear, but I can't see anything. I didn't see that much stuff when I got older, or I'm just full of like lust. And
Hmm.
in the Ganapati month, it was one of these episodes they triggered, and I was like, oh crap, I'm having sleep paralysis again.
Hmm.
But it was one of those episodes where I was full of lust, and I was like, oh man, I'm full of lust, but I can't do anything about it.
Mhm.
And then I had this thought, right? It's like
Mm.
if you turn to the left, you can leave sleep paralysis. And I'm like, okay. And then I do it, and I get
Mm.
up, and I'm like, what the fuck? I just left a sleep paralysis episode. And I was like, I thought that was so cool.
Mm.
And this one thing in Ganapanthi month, I did not know what was happening. It was very weird. So this was when this was before when you were saying before you told people that you could do 3 malas, like 3 malas, or yeah, 3 malas. So that day of sadhana, it was just Ganapati month, and I did 1 mala. And then after that, I was like, oh, I'm so bored. What do I do? So I just meditated and sat there, and I did nothing. So
Mm.
I'm sitting there, and my body starts going up, like it feels like it's right here, and I can't feel anything. And I start
Mm.
seeing crazy shit in my room. Like there's this one being in my room. Have you ever seen like an analog clock? Like it has like arms like this, and it starts tick 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 like that.
Mm.
And it looked like that.
Mm.
So and it starts doing this, and then it starts
Mm.
going faster like this. And I'm like,
Mm.
what the fuck is that? And I start getting so scared. And then I
Mm.
come back into my body. I'm like, what the fuck did I just see? And then it happened again when I was doing Ganapati Sound. I was like, how am I going here? And what is this place? I didn't know what it was. So yeah, and it keeps happening. But it happens more intensive if I do Ganapati, a lot of Ganapati Sadhana. But if I don't do Ganapati Sadhana, it doesn't work. It almost worked for Kamakala Kali, but it doesn't. It didn't work. But yeah,
Mm. Okay, so Chista Ganapati is the most strongest I feel, the intensity, right?
right.
So and the thing is, sleep paralysis you mentioned, right? What I think is when you go into that state, you're in that transition state of being in the physical realm and the astral. You're not in both. Like you're not in physical also. You're not in um, astral also. You're like in the transition stage, and during that time we can't operate physical body because it's in the sleep mode. And but you have that brain of the astral. That is astral frequencies you're inviting, and due to which you are able to see the astral entities around you. That is what is happening. I have told in my videos, right? The physical, astral, and causal are like parallelly existing, overlapping realms.
Mm,
So they are the entities are there around us now also, but they are not able to see us. We are not able to see them because we live in different frequency domains, and that is our brain is not tuned to such frequencies. For example, now my brain is tuned to the five sensory frequency, due to which I'm able to see you, and you are able to see me. But I'm not able to see an astral entity because our brain is not tuned to that frequency. But during sleep, right, we are going to the astral realm. But sleep paralysis is like you are in the middle. Like you're like when you tune the radio, right, from 92.7 to 93.5 FM. In the middle, there is like what to say, like a buffer, right? Like it'll be like tee, that sound will be coming right in the radio. So yeah, sleep paralysis is that middle zone between changing radio stations. So, and I think during that transition stage, you see the astral entities. And the thing is, we need not be afraid of them because they can't harm us. That is, they can't harm our physical body, but they can interact with our astral body. That is, um, they can interfere with our emotions because the astral realm is made up of emotions, right? So they
mm.
can influence our emotions. And yeah, to how to protect yourself from sleep paralysis. That's a uh, wha- you can just like chant some your favorite deity name. I think I gave this one of the tool, right, like before.
Yeah.
Think about your favorite food and favorite supermodel, so that time those entities can't attack you. Because what happens is when you think about your favorite food or favorite supermodel, your physical body becomes active. Like that time those astral entities cannot attack you because you are thinking about physical stuff, right?
Mm.
So they can't attack you. So that was the technique I gave. So does it work? Does that technique work?
I tried it. I tried it one time where I was going to that plane again, and it does work, but sometimes I would forget, and I went there. So I'll give you time where I
Huh.
had this like super scary experience I don't want to experience
Mm,
ever again. So I'll keep using your technique, but it was one day I did sadhana. I went
mm,
to sleep, and then I woke up, and then I was like, you know what, let's go back to sleep. But I had this inclination to sit down while going to sleep. So I
mm,
was trying to sleep sitting down. And
mm,
then I was in this state where I was kind of asleep but not awake.
mm,
That's what I felt what it was. And I see the entity again, looking at me again. And I'm like, what do you want, bro? What do you want?
mm,
And in my ear, I hear it's only my right ear. I hear them. They're like saying my name. They're like Caleb, Caleb, and
mm,
I'm like, what the fuck's happening? But I'm trying to accept it. I'm like, okay, let's just hear this out. Let's just hear this out. And I'm hearing them say my name, and then someone just starts screaming in my ear. It's only my
mm,
right ear, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. And I start shaking my head, trying to leave the room. And then I leave the room, and I'm just paralyzed with fear. I'm just so scared, bro. It was so scary. It was so scary.
mm. So pancakes can't help you. Even even during that time, I see. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Like maybe you can chant like Om Krim Mahakalikaya Nama, but I don't know whether it's as effective as pancakes. Yeah, but you
You
can try.
remember?
Yeah. Mm,
Oh man, that's my favorite food, pancakes. But yeah, yeah. That it works though. It works. It does work. I just need to remember every time I go.
mm.
But
Yeah, but the thing is, the fear overpowers our desire for food, sex, and all that. Like when fear enters the chat, we forget everything. Yeah.
facts, facts. And I feel like if you're in that realm and you're full of fear, you leave so fast. But if you're full of love, you can
Mm.
stay there for a really long time. And that's what I noticed when every time I would go.
True, true. Uh, that's what. Like, if you love the entities who are scary, then there is no need to escape any realm. You can be wherever you want. That is once you go into that astral realm, right? That is when you start lucid dreaming. That is where when you are imagining stuff and going into places, and then it's like very beautiful. Like lucid dreaming is very beautiful. Lucid dreaming is nothing but astral travel itself. You are completely, your consciousness is completely in that realm. That is the astral body. But uh, the thing is, if it is in the middle, right, we'll be scared. We'll be like, we'll be confused whether we want that or whether we want this. We'll be totally confused.
Mm.
Yeah.
So when you're in the middle, it's like a state of confusion. You don't know which one to go to.
Yeah. Correct. Like out of fear, we come to the physical. The thing is, right? Physical realm feels warm to us. It feels like a mother's womb. So that is whenever we wake up, right, out of fear, I want to wake up so badly. We wake up here because we love this realm. There is something about this physical realm which we feel so much comfort in. That is, we love the five senses, our skin, our eyes, nose, all smell, hearing, everything. We love it so much. Like we might tell, like when the physical realm shows bad things to us, we might tell we hate it. But that is not true. That is, we love it very much. Like deep down, right? There is love for this earth so much. Nobody will accept that. Like if you ask, let's say, a homeless guy, or if you ask someone who has been betrayed by his friend or girlfriend or whoever, then he might tell you just like, I hate this place, man. I hate earth. I hate everything. I hate my life. But that is like superficial hate. But deep down, he will love his five senses. Otherwise, every morning, right? You wouldn't wake up in this realm if you didn't love it. You wouldn't wake up here. Just because you love it, you wake up in this realm every day. Yeah.
Mm. My question to you is, if everything is fake, how can we enjoy this realm? Because I would get frustrated sometimes, and I try to enjoy something like after this path. Like it's very hard for me to enjoy music. I like doing music and stuff, and I'd
Mm,
be like, this would just be better if I just did it in my mind or something. Like I don't know. I would have
mm.
thoughts like that. I'd be like, I don't know.
No, it's just like exploring. That is, we need not force ourselves to go into any other realm. It is just like now you have experienced human life, right, in this realm, and I feel like whoever is interested to experience something better, something different, they have that opportunity to change the radio channel. So like I'm trying to give that opportunity by that bijaksharas and all. The like even what is that who is that Monroe Institute, right? What's that called, the CIA guy,
Oh,
uh, I forgot his name. uh, Monroe. uh, have you researched upon Monroe, the gateway
uh,
program?
yes, I have. I have actually. It's very interesting. Like, I saw this
Mm,
picture on the
mm,
CIA website, and it
mm,
showed like the whole universe, and it looked like a giant egg. Like we were in this egg inside of a
mm.
giant egg. So
Yeah.
I was like, why does it look like an egg? And I just thought that was so cool. But yeah.
Yeah. uh, His name I forgot. Something Monroe. What's that?
Bro
Mm,
said, "Where are you from?" I'm from the United States, uh, Louisiana. It's a state in the South.
Gateway program.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Monroe Institute of Applied Science, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. It was very crazy stuff they had in there. Like,
Mm,
uh, they had this one technique in there. It was called patterning, or something like that.
mm,
It's like when you think of something, it could be anything, and it was the
mm,
same technique you were talking about. Like before you go to sleep, or upon rising, like a couple minutes before rising, it will manifest. And I was like,
mm.
it's saying the same stuff, and it will talk about binaural beats, like you said, and it will stimulate you to go to astral realm and stuff. And reading that, I didn't understand because there's a lot of stuff in there that I don't understand. But when you said it, it made a lot of sense.
Yeah. That's what that guy, right? The Is he John Monroe? I'm still stuck in the name. Wait, I'll ask ChatGPT. What is that guy's name? Gateway process. Monroe name. His name is Robert Monroe. So
Mm.
yeah, so Robert Monroe, like what he did was he when he was sleeping, right? He astral traveled like by mistake, not like intentionally. He by mistake he astral traveled because there were radio frequencies like near him, right? There were that binaural beats. So binaural beats is the meaning of binaural beats is you're pumping different frequencies to your ears. That is, if you pump like 10 hertz here and 5 hertz here, uh, you will hear the difference. That is, 10 minus 5, that is 5 hertz. So
Mm,
that is how you listen to uh, delta. For example, let's say if you want to hear delta frequency. So delta frequency belongs from 0.5 to 4 hertz, right? So we can't generate directly 0.5 to 4 hertz in the ear. So what we are doing is we are creating a difference. That is, instead of pumping 0.5 hertz, you're pumping 10 hertz and 10.5. So 10
mm,
and 10.5, it'll become zero point 0.5 hertz. So that's delta frequency. So that's how you create binaural beats. And that's what Robert Monroe also discovered, that when he was sleeping, there were different radio channels near him, and those channels were pumping different frequency, and he astral traveled. And he felt like, how did this happen? So then he, after coming back to this realm, he analyzed that radio channels, and he realized that if we pump different frequencies, we can astral travel. Then he created his own set of tapes. So there are called as gateway tapes, and in that they pump binaural beats, and they guide you towards doing astral travel and all. So that is one of the way of doing astral travel. The CIA has taken help from that Robert Monroe guy many times for the soldiers to like astral travel, because like astral travel is the best way to spy on other like
yeah.
countries, right? So they tried Kundalini also. That is the soldiers. They tried Kundalini meditation, and they tried the binaural beats. They tried hypnotization. So they have tried many things to astral travel. And the thing is, if we culminate everything, right, it will work. One or the other thing will work. Either Kundalini, that bijaksharas will work, or the binaural beats will work, or something else something or the other will work, and finally you will be able to astral travel. So that is the whole point. But the interesting part of bijaksharas, no, it is not external. For example, the binaural beats, hypnotization, everything must be done externally, right? So
Mm,
you without the external stimuli, you can't astral travel. But the bijaksharas, right, they have the power to like unlock the internal system. It doesn't depend upon the external stimuli. It depends upon the, like when you chant mantras, so it is depending upon your own vibrations in the body and mind. That is how you astral travel through bijaksharas.
mm.
Yeah.
I think it would suck, like, if you're depending on an external stimulus to go to the astral realm, because it's not your own. It's not your own thing. Like, if you do binaural beats and go to the astral realm, won't they like you'd be like, oh, this isn't a natural guy. Get out of here, bro. Like something like that. I don't know.
That's what happened, I guess. Like in one of the, I heard somewhere that there were astral beings who didn't allow the CIA agents to cross some border, like inside the thing is, right, we all of us are inside a mind, like a hive mind. Like we all belong to the same brain. The Caleb, Aditya, all the soldiers, all the enlightened beings, the deities, every one of us, right, we belong to the same brain. And we are just like neurons, like how our brain has neurons, right? Similarly, we are the neurons of some big brain.
Mm,
And that is how we uh, astral travel. Without realizing this fact, no, we can't astral travel. If we think that this universe is real, then we can't astral travel. Only when you hypnotize yourself, telling that, okay, the whole universe belongs to my own mind, only then you can astral travel.
mm,
Yeah. Mhm.
mm. I think like the Veta fanboys, right? Like how they hypnotize themselves to be like, oh, I'm not the doer. Everything's not real. Wouldn't they
Mm.
like be more successful astral traveling because they're always hypnotizing themselves, or are the people that chant the mantras or the bijas more successful? What do you think?
That's what, like it requires like culmination of all the methods. These are like the tools, right? Advaita is a tool. The sadhana marg is a tool. That binaural beats is a tool. So what we have to do is we have to combine everything so that one fine day we'll be comfortable in the astral also. As I told, the reason we wake up every day in the physical is because we feel the warmth of the mother, and uh, to go to the astral and feel comfortable, we have to use those tools, uh, whatever is available in the physical, and we have to use and go there and like be comfortable, like just enjoy the environment, like in the lucid dreaming and all, you enjoy the environment, right? By seeing like, oh, this looks familiar, this looks familiar. You just enjoy the environment, like how you go inside a game and see the surroundings and be comfortable with it. So that's how we train ourselves. Yeah.
Isn't it? It's very difficult to train yourself to think everything is a dream. I remember you told me like, bro, this is a lucid dream. You're in a lucid dream right now, bro. Like, and I would reflect on that, and I would just sit down and think, I'm like, what is bro talking about? How are we in a dream? But I experience lucid dreams, and I would reflect on that, and it was so weird. Like when I would have a lucid dream, it would be like very normal stuff. Like I would be like coding, but I couldn't tell it was a dream until I woke up. I was like, wasn't I just coding? And then I would have another dream, and it would be like me eating pizza, but I'm chanting the Ganapati mantra, and I was like,
Mm.
wasn't I just eating pizza? I was like, oh, I'm asleep. And then I understood what you were saying. I was like, okay, I understand. I understand what you mean.
Yeah, it's mentioned in the chapter 43 of autobiography of a yogi. In that chapter, he has his guru Yukteswar Giri. I think that is the only chapter that is most important in the all the chapters, the 43rd one. In that, Yukteswar Giri will tell to Yogananda that uh, what is real. Like, everything is a dream. Like
Yeah.
Yogananda will be crying, like, Guru, why you left me? Why you left this physical body? Why did you die? And he's like, aren't you contradicting yourself? you know, where was my body? It was just a dream body. I lost my dream body. I woke up in another dream. So, so it's like that only. If we die here, right, we'll wake up in another dream. There's nothing real. Caleb, your screen is stuck, I guess. Uh, Wait. Ah, Caleb's screen is stuck. He went to sleep paralysis. Is that possible? Possibly the egg within an egg that Caleb was talking. Yeah, true. It is. We are living inside egg, inside egg, inside egg. Caleb's causal body woke up. It's uh, let us wait for Caleb to rejoin. Oh, like it doesn't have enough charge. Oh, okay. Like, but still the screen is like slow, I guess. Like you're becoming like a robot. Huh. Okay. it's kind of better, but it's still lagging a bit. It may be due to charge, I guess. The charger. How much charge you have?
Dude, I have like okay, I have like 16%, but it's still
Yeah,
sucky.
now it's working. Now it's working.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Uh,
cool.
yeah. So, uh, yeah, some people were telling like his causal body woke up.
Bro, just something about
Out of the realm.
bro. I have so many crazy stories. I'll tell you this one story. This was a crazy
Mm,
dream, and it related to real life. It was crazy. So
mm,
I remember you brought the famous Art Terror on, the famous
mm,
Art Terror, and
mm,
you guys were talking about Matangi and Ma Chandalini, and
mm,
I was watching it. I was like, "Oh, this is the coolest episode ever." And then, at the time, I didn't know that Ma Chandalini and Matangi were the same people. I thought Ma Chandalini was better to be for some reason. So
mm,
I'm watching it. I was like, why do I have an urge to study Machanalini? So after the live, I start studying Machanalini. And then I figure out they're both the same people. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So
mm,
I have this dream, right? It's a lucid dream. And for a long time, I haven't made music for a very long time. And in the lucid dream, I start making music. And then at the end of the dream, it was very crazy. I start walking around this crazy place. It was like very crazy. It was like wood everywhere. And then there's this hallway, and there's like a whole bunch of women lined up on the hallway. But I saw on their foreheads like there was a lot of Shiva box, and there's this one box that I didn't know which deity it was. And it was like a red bindi in the middle, and it was like this weird swoosh underneath. It was red. I was like, huh, I haven't seen that. What box is she? And then I woke up, and a couple days later, I'm scrolling on YouTube, and I see that same one that I didn't know, and I was like, "What the heck?" And guess what
mm.
deity it was, bro? It was Matangi, bro. I was like, "What the heck?" And I
Oh,
watched the video, and in the video, this woman she's explaining about Matangi and Machanalini, and she's giving diksha for mantra. And I
mm,
wasn't man enough to take the diksha or do the mantra, so I was like, because I just thought it was so cool. But
mm.
yeah, that was crazy. It was very crazy. I thought it was cool.
Oh. So you got the dream before the YouTube thing.
Yeah, it was like her eyes were closed, and
Mm,
she had this bindi and the swoosh. And in the same picture on the YouTube, her eyes were closed, and she had the bindi and the red thing, the red swoosh.
oh.
It was cool. I thought it was cool.
Oh, yeah, and like Matangi is the most beautiful among all the Mahavidyas, I guess. She's also called as Sumuki Devi. Sumuki Devi means the most beautiful face. Yeah.
Mm.
And so you do you have that picture of Matangi that you were?
Yes, yes,
Uh,
I do, bro. Yes, I do. It's on my phone, but I okay. Wait, what if I show my laptop? Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna show my laptop. Okay, let me go. Here is the picture. It looked like okay. Can I turn my camera around? Okay, yeah, yeah.
mm,
This was the picture. It has this like
mm,
swoosh right here, and in the
mm,
dream I didn't know what it was, and I was like, "Wow, this is so cool." And
mm.
yeah, that's it.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, man, very
Mm.
very wild.
Yeah. Oh, so she's green in color, right? Like Kali is like blue, black in color, but
Yeah.
Matangi is green. Mm,
Mm. Oh, I also have questions. I have a couple of questions.
mm,
Um. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. One question is where is it? Is Nirvikalpa Samadhi the ultimate freedom, or even in the ashram realm, we still have bondage in some way? What do you think?
It's a transition. That is, it's not the ultimate freedom. Ultimate freedom means you are going out of all the dreams. uh, no human has the capacity to go out of all the dreams. Only a causal being like a Garbhodakshay Vishnu can go out of all the dreams. We cannot, because we are still humans, right? So
Mm,
even if we achieve the ultimate freedom, we will just transition. That is, if we achieve Nirvikalpa Samadhi, we'll transition to the astral planet. So now we are born on Earth, right? Like in some previous lives, no, we may have born in some other planet. We might not remember which planet. We might have born in Atal, Vital, Sutal, or any lower planets, and somehow we have come here, maybe as animals or humans or something, and we have reached this life, that is the character Aditya, the character Caleb. And now our job is to, our consciousness will change the character if it feels matured enough. If it detaches itself from all the characters, then it can transition to the higher planets with a new character, with the new set of powers. For example, humans have power like walking, swimming, thinking, driving. So humans have certain set of features and powers, right?
mm,
uh, Similarly, astral beings have more power than humans. That is, they have the power to fly, they have the power to shrink, change their shapes, teleport, and lot of powers are there. But it's not in the physical. That is, physical realm. I think human is the what is that word? Epitome of evolution.
mm,
That is the peak of evolution. Beyond, if you evolve beyond humans, then you will enter the astral. Uh, yeah,
mm. So in the astral realm, we'll have certain powers that we can do basically.
yeah, like lot of cool powers, like almost like Superman. It's better than Superman. Yeah,
Hmm. Okay.
like a Super Saiyan, I would say, like Goku. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy you say that. Relating to Goku, have you watched Dragon Ball or have you not?
Yeah, I have watched till Majin Buu, I guess. Majin Buu,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
After that, I didn't watch, yeah.
Do you know about the fusions, like how they fuse together and you know? Yeah. Like
And there is another way, right? Like they have that
the Batar
earrings.
earrings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I I would think like our whole life is like that. Like we're trying to fuse with something. Like you're talking and I'm trying to fuse with what you're saying, or if you're trying to eat something, I'm trying to fuse with the food, or if you're drinking
Hmm.
something, I'm trying to fuse with it. It's like a constant merging, but in this realm, it's like fake merging. It's like you're almost there, but you're
Hmm.
not quite there. But in meditation, you
Hmm.
get that merging feeling, and it's great. It's such a great thing to have.
True, true. Yeah, it's like the spirit world. Goku goes to that spirit world, right? Like the astral realm is similar to that one.
Mm.
But you don't get a ring over your head. Yeah.
Man, uh, I was studying one of the lokes, one of the it was like I forgot how many worlds there are in the astral realm, but there's a lot of worlds. And there was this one world that Islam and Islam and Christianity considered as heaven, but I forgot the name of it. I forgot the name of it. I forgot which world it was.
Oh, so it's like a astral planet only.
Mm, it's astral planet.
Oh, oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, that's what. Like the more we have a lot of powers. Like the human mind, right? It has lot of powers. It can create many astral planets. Like if we collectively think, right? For example, if like 1 billion people, we think about some uh, planet, that it can be created out of like collective consciousness. We can create planets in the astral. We have that much power. The human mind has that much power.
Hmm. So if we can think of something and the world can get created in the astral realm. What if,
Mm.
is there a power, like say like I was selfish and I'm like, I want Kali in my room right now. And I keep thinking of Kali and she manifests in my room and I'm living with Kali. Is that like a sadhana or a practice, or is that real or no?
Possible, very much possible. Like how Ramakrishna Paramahamsa also did that, right? Even though Kali's true nature doesn't belong to the physical, she still, I guess, manifested herself for few minutes or minutes or seconds in front of him, and she also ate the food that he gave. And I think it's very much possible, but only through the power of love. That is, if your love is strong enough, then it can happen.
Hmm. I was also thinking about Kali. I was also thinking about the image of Kali. Like you would look at the image, and every deity has a certain image to them. But do you think that that image is limiting them, and they have? I'm saying like that image itself is a limitation, and what I'm saying is there another
Mm.
form to them that's not limited by that image? Do you? I don't think is it. Do you understand? Or
Yeah, I completely understand that. See, for example, now let's say we don't have camera phones and DSLRs and all. So let us say I have seen you in real life, and I go back to India saying, telling my parents that I have met a friend called Caleb. So, but I have to show to them, but I don't have any phone. So what I would draw a picture of Caleb. It might not be accurate. It might be similar to Caleb. So and my parents would think, oh, this is Caleb. But that parents can see only the picture, right? They can't see the real Caleb. The real Caleb only Aditya has seen. Similarly, the seers, the Saptarishis, they have seen the deities in their true forms, and they have made a picture out of it. But that picture doesn't represent the true nature. It just represents uh, the thing the Saptarishis have seen or tried to imitate in the pictures. So if you want to see the deities in their real form, you have to do sadhana only, like meditate and go to the astral and see them. Otherwise, you can just see the others representation, other person's representation.
hmm. So only through sadhana will you find
Mm.
the real image.
Yeah.
Hmm. Also, I have another question. I remember you were saying you were gonna do Smashan Kali sadhana, and isn't that like crazy sadhana where you're meditating on dead body and you're like this and you're like meditating? Go into that because I want to know more.
The Smashan Kali sadhana doesn't require dead body. It just what it means is you're going to Smashan, like a cremation ground or graveyard or somewhere, and wherever the death is there, right? Death is prominent. So the vibration in the Smashan and graveyard and all that places, if, you might have observed, like it is different from the vibration of the city area. Like you go to the downtown, that has like different vibration, but when you go to graveyards, it has like a silent, peaceful vibration, and that vibration is that brahma muhurta vibration that you get during 4 a.m. to 5 a.m. That peaceful vibe, right? That is astral and causal, because astral and causal realm, right, it vibrates in a very low frequency, and it's like peaceful to be. And that is good for sadhana, that is good for meditation. If you meditate in a cremation ground, right, you will feel lot of bliss than your bedroom or kitchen or wherever. uh, so that's why I wanted to go to cremation ground, so that I can connect with Kali in a better manner. See, it is the same Kali, like same Kali has different form. In Smashan, she is Smashan Kali. In house, she may be Siddhi Kali or Dhana Kali, or the same Kali comes to different places in different form. For example, me, right? When I go to school, I wear my school uniform. I put my bags, hold my lunch box, and go. Right? So I'm like a school boy. When I go to job, I hold my like a suitcase or whatever and go to job. And similarly, Kali also has different attire. But she's the same Kali. She's not a different Kali. She's the same one.
Hmm. That's very interesting. How she's the same Kali, but is it so? She's the same Kali, but would you say it's in a more intense form, or no? Or,
Uh, it's normal itself. Just a what to say, intensity differs. That is, she's more closer in this cremation ground because that astral frequency is more in that place when
hmm.
compared to the city area.
Huh. That's very interesting. You say that it's more silent at a cremation ground, but like someone looking in would be like, "Oh, it's chaotic. There's ghosts. There's crazy stuff everywhere." That's I don't know. That's very interesting. You say that. It's very very cool. But yeah.
Yeah, and the temple, right? So the difference between the frequencies in the temple and cremation ground is uh, temple they are trying to consecrate the murtis. That is, in temples, if you see, like first during the punar pratishta, what is that, pratishtapan, right? That is initially when you're creating a temple, first you have to put all the gold ornaments, diamonds, jewelries under the idol, and after that you are constructing that garbhagudi, that is the place where the deity sits. So you're creating that golden idol, and you're putting all your, like, doing puja rituals so that the deity themselves will come inside the uh, idol. And once it comes inside the idol, right, um, that deity's vibration will spread across the whole temple, and when you enter the temple you will get to feel the deity's vibration. But in the cremation ground it is not that. There are no deities. You yourself are trying to connect with the deity because the astral frequency is better, closer to you, like that.
Hmm. Okay, that's really cool.
Mm. Uh,
Mm.
any other questions?
I have this weird question.
Mm.
Do you think artificial intelligence will come to a point where there's consciousness in it, or what do you think?
Consciousness cannot be created using the physical realm elements. That is, as I told, our body, right, it is not made up of just the five sensory data. It has the astral data, it has the causal data, then it has the pure consciousness, that is the Shiva. So the witness consciousness plus causal body plus astral body plus physical body, so these four things comprise the entire consciousness. And to replicate that, it is not possible by coding. That is, even if you code, right, so many things, that all that electronic gadgets, it is finally, it's just made up of electricity, metals, and some semiconductors.
Hmm.
So that's it. Like, it's just based on a code that you have written. It doesn't have its counterpart. It doesn't have its astral, causal, and the Shiva counterparts. Because it's limited to the physical realm. AI cannot astral travel because it doesn't have astral body itself.
Hmm.
We are able to astral travel because we have that body. Yeah.
Hmm. I also this is one question that keeps bothering me, and I don't know the answer to it. So, like how in Hindu tantra there's like fierce forms of deities, and it would be like say like Tara for example, like there's a fierce form of Tara, like she has like a big belly and blue skin, and
Mm,
you look at Buddhism, and there's Tara, but blue skin, but instead of fierce, she's like more
mm,
calm and sweet. Why is
mm,
why
mm.
is it different? Why is it different like
And also she's slim, I guess.
that?
Buddhism people have made her beautiful. Yeah.
I,
In this, like, she looks like a bulky woman.
yeah.
Tantra. Yeah. Uh, y- yeah, that's what. It's different forms. That is, like, when we even if you see that, like, a pregnant lady, during her pregnancy she will be like very moody, and she'll be like ugra, that is she'll be fierce
Mm.
um, when she has a baby and all. And even during periods and all she will be like moody and all. So what it means is a woman, right, has different forms in different parts of the day, different parts of the month, different periods of life. Similarly, even tarama is also like that. Like in Buddhism they might have got some uh, like time period of a mother where she was like peaceful, but in Tantra, they have caught the form of Tara, which was like fierce. Maybe when she was, if you see a mama bear, right? Like she's very calm actually. But if there are kids near her, no, if her kids are near her, she'll be very fierce to protect her kids. But
Mm.
if the kids are not there, she's very peaceful with humans. She'll play with humans and all. But if the kids are there, she'll eat the humans. So yeah, that is how. Mm.
Mm.
Tarama.
Mm. Mm. Also, since I'm a newbie, I don't know very much. What would you tell, let's say, your younger self, like your younger self, what would you tell them to introduce him to spirituality? Not force him or anything. Just what would you tell him?
The thing is, we can't tell anything to anyone unless they are interested. Only if they have interest. Like if a kid, let's say a 10-year-old, 15-year-old kid questions the reality, starts questioning, why am I going to school? Why am I going to uh, all these not irrelevant stuff? Like what? I don't know where am I also? Like where am I? Wha- why am I considering this person as my mother and father? Am I some am I mad, or like when he questions his own existence, that time we can teach him. Otherwise, if the kid doesn't question anything, right? If he's like going to school like a sheep, like he doesn't care about anything, he just follows the societal norms without questioning anything, then we can't tell anything to the kid because the kid is not open to answers.
Mm.
He has not yet started questioning the reality.
Mm.
Yeah.
I find that interesting because have you noticed like a lot of kids like that are younger, like they're
Mm.
getting into spirituality, whereas like I guess our age, like we had to go through like pain or something, and they're like, oh, why is this happening to me? Why is this? But they grow up and they're just like inclined to just love spirituality. I'm like, what if that
True,
was our age or something like that?
true. Like Anshuman is like I guess 16-year-old or something. Like he has started questioning reality now only, and very few people are like that. That is, I might have questioned reality when I was in like fifth grade, but I didn't go into like depth. That is, I didn't plan on watching YouTube or finding a guru or something. But these kids are like, I need answers right now. I want a guru right now. So I think the kids are like advancing fast, and they don't have patience for bullshit and all. Like they're going into it, like we waited for the bullshit to happen, right? So uh, yeah, these kids are advanced.
It's crazy, man. Like, uh,
Mm.
man. Oh, I see a question. Is there any tantric aspect to Islam? Some people say it's like the Sufi path is tantric. If you take tantric like the word, you can say it's technique or like a tool or something. If you take Sufi whirling, it's a tool to ascend. So you can think of it as tantra, but I'm not quite sure. And that's what I did. So and it was fun to do. But yeah, that's all the answer I have.
Oh. Oh, can you explain more about, like, you told you tried Islam for a few months or something, right? Can you explain what was the experience like and what did you practice exactly?
So, um, for a long time, for like years, I was born Christian. So,
Mm.
but I had this like when I was like little or something, I didn't care. Like I didn't care which form God was in. Like I didn't care. And when I would pray in a church, I would just pray to God. I wouldn't pray to Jesus. and I would have questions. I'd be like, why why are we praying to Jesus when we can just pray to God? And I was really scared to ask my mom these questions because you'd be like, no, just pray to Jesus, you'll be fine. But but yeah, and
Uh,
throughout my years, I would like question Islam because they would just pray to God, and I'd be like, and for a long time, I thought you had to be born in an Islamic country to practice Islam. So I was like, ah, I'll never be able to do that. And this is so funny. Um, you remember Andrew Tate, right?
mm,
Andrew Tate inspired me to go to Islam. That's so funny, bro. But it was like
mm,
he didn't go to he didn't transition to Islam yet. He was talking about
mm,
how positive it was. And I was like,
mm,
you know what? Let me research more. And I started researching more and more. And then I took my Shahada,
mm,
and during that experience, I wasn't as consistent with my prayers, I will be honest. But during that experience I took up Islamic prayers, I did Sufi whirling, I did some Osho like Kundalini shaking and like one of his dynamic meditations that he prescribes to do in the morning. And but it was mainly the Islamic prayers and the Sufi whirling.
mm,
And for Sufi whirling, it's really hard to do, bro. Like you have to spin counterclockwise. In one hand, you have to hold up like this, and the other hand you hold down, and you have to keep spinning until you fall over and your stomach touches the ground. And for the first week, you'll feel so sick, like you're gonna throw up. I'm like, why are you doing this? This is never gonna work. That's what I felt the first week. But like the second week, you could feel what Osho was talking about. He said you become the spinning. So it felt like you became the spinning and you get this like weird high. It's really cool. It's like you're really happy and you start spinning and spinning. But um to do Sufi whirling, you have to build endurance in your legs or you'll just fall over. So um
mm,
I kept falling over, and when you fall over, you can't get up. You just have to feel the whirling like spin. It feels like you're drunk. That's what it feels like. So like what Rumi say, you're
mm.
drunk on ecstasy, stuff like that. So and I already said this earlier, but uh, my experience when I was doing that, around 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., I felt this whirling in the bottom of my spine, and yeah, that's and then I
Uh,
stopped all that. I just stopped it all.
I think it's because they don't have they have a rule to say no to alcohol, right? So they
Yeah,
introduced we can't get hangover without alcohol. So let us win or something.
yeah. It's
Uh,
like we can't drink it, so let's make it ourselves.
yeah. Like I think all the point of all the religions, right, it's to go beyond the physical only. Like even the Islam is trying to do that, even the Christians are trying to do that. We are trying to connect with something which is not visible to the five senses, and I think that is the what to say origin of all religions, because some person has seen or felt something beyond the physical realm, due to which he started exploring more and created a religion out of it. Yeah, by one word we can explain religion as the knowledge of transcendence. Yeah,
Mm.
or trying to transcend or something. Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree. Like, there's different paths to the same thing. It's all the same thing. That's what I think.
mm,
But there's
yeah.
always, people that don't agree. They're like, my absolute one's better than yours. My Vishnu's better than yours, bro. Just wait until the 10th avatar of Vishnu comes, bro. You're gonna be following our religion next. But
Yeah.
but yeah, yeah.
I think the same guy, same causal being came to different places in different forms. Like that is, he came to India as a Krishna Ram. He came to Jerusalem as a, Jesus or whoever. Like I think that same causal being, right? He came, but humans, we try to divide ourselves. I think humans are the culprits here, not the divine beings themselves. The
Mhm.
divine beings try to connect with humans, but humans started fighting with each other. That telling that their form is, yeah, but it
I
was the same person.
yeah, it's like we got confused on like the nomenclature of it. Like all the names we got confused of, and we kept getting caught up in the name of God, but it's just
Mm.
God, bro. Like, and I remember there's an oh, my phone fell. There's an example of this, like
Mm,
oh, Sadhguru. I remember Sadhguru. He had this video on Jesus, and he was explaining about Jesus. He was like, Jesus said, "My path is the only path," but people took that literally, and they're like, "Oh, Jesus is the best one. Jesus is the best." But Sadhguru was like, "It's." He said it was. Sadhguru said it was a form of marketing because if he just said there's many paths, no one would follow Jesus. But if he said there's one path, people would follow Jesus. Yeah.
true, true, correct. Like if I tell, like if I tell to the audience that only 18-month program is the only way to go transcend, there are no other ways, then I think that would be good marketing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
I feel like oh, bro, my phone keeps falling, bro. Like what the heck?
Mm,
But um I feel like hmm, I feel like in India, right? There's so many different stuff, and
mm,
we Westerners we think, oh, that's chaos. It wouldn't work, but like you guys living in India, it all melts together. Like everyone's nice to everyone, and
mm,
everyone respects everyone. But in the West, it's like it's either Jesus or nothing. It's either Islam or
mm.
nothing. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. Like if religions have that rule, right? Like oh, you have to follow only this path. You can't explore any other paths. Then a child who is born into that family or customs will feel like he'll feel like prisoned. He'll feel like I'm not able to explore other paths because of this strict rule. So I think all religions have to remove that rule where it says you should follow this path and you can't explore any other things. So if that rule is removed, right, that toxicity is removed from all the religions.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. But I don't know. In the West, we just have this like form of toxic. I remember Osho. He would like I forgot what he said about Christianity, but he would say some crazy stuff about Christianity. He'd be like, "You have to do the meditation to get the Christianity out of your system," stuff like that. He would say crazy stuff like that. But
Mm,
if you really understand what he was saying like you have to become null. You have to become the nothing. You have to become no one. And
mm.
I just thought that was really cool. I don't know. I like Osho, but
True, true. Yeah, like once we null ourselves, once we empty ourselves, we can connect with the other realms in a better manner. Like if we restrict ourselves, we cannot explore other places because other frequencies can be felt only if you open your mind, not close your mind. If you narrow down your mind, then you cannot feel the other frequencies.
mm, I agree. And when you narrow your mind, you're not as open to things. Like if I say um, hmm, like you know how in Islam, like our mala is like it's 99 beads, but in
Mm,
Hinduism it's 108 beads. You'd be like,
mm,
if I was just so focused on Islam and a Hindu guy or a Shiva Bhakt or uh, a Bhaktamar came and he was like, "Oh, we're doing the same thing. You know, we're saying the names of God and we're chanting them." And I would be so focused on Islam, I'd be like, "No, mine's is better," you know, but stuff like that. But
yeah,
yeah,
true. Uh, oh, even they do sadhana, I see, like 99.
hmm there's
Oh,
Osho says it's the 99 name of nothingness. So there's 99 beads on it, and all of them are words, but the 100th name is silent.
mm,
And you find that when you keep doing the sadhana. So I haven't found that
oh,
name, but I'm pretty sure other Muslim saints have. So
oh, crazy. Yeah, that's interesting. And yeah, you told like after 1 hour you have that coding project, right? So are you getting late?
Bro, I didn't even know how long it was. How long have I been in here, bro?
It's almost 1 hour 9 minutes.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
dude. I just been too excited to be here. But
uh-huh.
yeah, I'll dip. But thank you for having me. It was very fun, and
Mm,
I was just so excited to be here. But yeah.
mm. Okay. So anything, any end credit to say to the audience before we end the session?
Um, let's all become tantric chads.
Tantric sense. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Caleb, for joining in this busy day, and thanks everyone for joining this live session. Yeah, we'll meet in tomorrow's live session with the new guest, new student. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Jai Mahakal.
Hey, Mahaka.